Guys, tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm going to be posting a video helping you put this whole plan all into a 6-week program in order to help you kickstart your weight loss journey. I'm also going to be putting in a bonus for the first 3 people that watch the video and comment "I want in" underneath the video. For the people who aren't really engaged or interested, I'm going to be removing you from this group. Today is the last piece of the puzzle, and it's inspired by the movie Sully, which is starring Tom Hanks, and he's playing a pilot, which is based on a true story, that has to land an emergency landing with hundreds of passengers to save their lives on the Hudson River in New York. Now, it's a bit weird, but stick with me. Here's why. So a pilot of an airplane takes off with an exact plan to get from airport A to airport B. However, stuff can go wrong, whether it be a small thing or a major thing. A small thing meaning they might have to queue and taxi in to land at the airport, or a massive thing like landing on the Hudson River in an emergency situation. Either way, they have their methods, a set of clear, simple steps in order to handle every situation, in order to save every passenger on board. And it's very, very similar to your weight loss journey. Things might not go to plan every day, every week. You'll have minor problems or big problems, but you need to have the methods, the plan in place in order to handle all of those so you can steer the airplane in the right direction. And when it veers off course, you put it back on course. And it also really, really helps when you have a co-pilot, which is your coach. You're the captain of your airplane, but you need some guidance and navigation materials, and that's where I come into place for you as your coach, just to help nudge you back into the right direction to get the results you really want. Either way, they have their methods, a set of clear, simple steps for every situation, whether it be small or big. The passengers' lives depend on it, and it's very, very similar to your weight loss journey. So you're trying to go from A to B. You have a plan in place, but shit can't hit the fan. Like, things can go wrong, small things, big things. You can be taken out for your birthday dinner or drinks. You can be caught without food, unprepared, but you need to have the methods in place and the mindset to help you navigate. So when you're the captain of the airplane and you're trying to go from A to B, your weight loss journey, it's okay and it's good to have a co-pilot to help nudge you back into place. And that's what it's like to have a coach. Having a coach can really, really help you when you're trying to go from A to B in your weight loss journey. So when you're trying to follow a really strict training program, you will realize very, very quickly that you can't do anything about last minute drinks on Friday for your friend's birthday. You can't do anything about holidays, traveling with work, and last minute takeaways with the girlfriend on a Friday. The whole point of being in great shape, healthy and confident with yourself, and being super healthy and fit is that it complements your life. It doesn't overcomplicate it, because you don't want to stress out too much about life happening, because that does happen all the time. So you need to create that balance and have the methods in place in order to handle the situations. I discovered a Japanese teaching to handle absolutely every situation that is super easy and doesn't involve counting calories or tracking your food. Guys, I soon realized that the Hari Hachibu method, the Japanese Confucius teaching of eating slowly to 80% full and developing that habit and skill and practicing it as a behavior, stopping you from eating too fast and eating to the point where you're 100% full or more and feeling bloated and sluggish, that this is the secret to eating anything you want, but focusing more on how you eat. So when you focus on how you eat rather than what you eat, you end up consuming less calories and losing weight in the short term and long term, because it develops a habit. Have you ever seen a really, really overweight Japanese person, other than obviously sumo wrestlers? But generally, the Japanese population, because of their culture around food, literally Hari Hachibu, keeps them at a healthy weight compared to the Western culture, which is eat fast to 100 or 110% full. I became the guy that was in good shape, had confidence and loads of energy, and people assumed I was very, very disciplined and I was on a strict diet and I was basically living in the gym, and that was very, very far from the truth. I just created a good amount of balance. 80% of my diet was, healthy food, fruits, vegetables, good protein. Like 20% of the time, 40% to 40% of the time, I would eat whatever I really wanted. But when I did, I ate slowly to 8% full. This naturally reduced my calorie intake, which meant I lost weight, and it can for you too, without following a boring, restrictive diet, because it's a behavioral change that will get you results now, but also well into the future, because you're changing who you are and you're becoming a different person that eats slowly to 80% full. So that is what I want you to do from now on, guys. I want you to follow the Japanese Confucius teaching of Hari Hachibu, which means eat slowly to 80% full. And you will naturally be more satisfied with the food that you're eating. You will end up naturally eating less. And this means you don't have to worry too much about what you're eating. Once most of your diet is decent, if you eat slowly to 80% full, you will naturally be fuller faster, because it takes about 10 minutes for your stomach to stretch, send the hormonal signals to your brain to say, look, we're actually satisfied here, we don't need any more calories. If you consume too many calories and stuff yourself within 5 or 10 minutes, you will skip that. And then afterwards, only you will feel bloated, too full, and you'll be like, actually, I overate there because you've eaten too fast. So I want you to challenge yourself. When you're out eating with friends or family, challenge yourself to be that very last one to finish. Use that as a little mental game for yourself that no one really even realizes or knows about. So be that person to finish last. And you can try this method too. You can try timing yourself for every meal. Put in 10 minutes on a stop clock and just try and drag the meal out to last 10 minutes minimum. And you can bump it up to 15 minutes then if you want. Guys, we also have to be very, very realistic. I know you guys have jobs and you might have kids hanging out with you and your life is busy and you find it very, very hard to make time for yourself to eat. Especially if you have to like have 10 or 15 minutes to eat slowly to 80% full. Your mind is racing, you've shit to do. I know that. But I want you to just even try with your breakfast Monday to Friday and say to yourself, right, I'm going to wake up 10 minutes earlier. I'm going to have the food maybe pre-done, maybe overnight oats the night before. Well, you're going to sit down. You're going to get rid of your phone. You're going to basically use it as meditation. When you're eating your breakfast, to sit down and taste it. Eat it slowly. Savor it. Don't eat for the sake of it. Don't eat just to clean your plate. Eat to the point where you're 80% full. And you will train yourself to naturally consume less calories, ultimately become healthier and lose the weight you want to lose. And there's more videos and links to look into this. I had Johnny that used to work in airport security, very stressful job. He used to shovel the lunch in. Had him do that for a month and he lost about 4 kilos without even trying. All he did was eat slowly to 80% full and give himself a bit more time. Guys, make sure you're here for tomorrow's video as well. We're going to be putting all this together into a 6-week program looking after your sleep, your nutrition and your exercise. And ultimately giving you a 6-week kickstart into the weight loss journey that you need to do. It's totally free. It's for you. You have to be there. You will get it only if you watch it and you say, I'm in. Underneath the video, I am in. This will get you the 6-week program. And then you'll actually have a bonus. For the first 3 people that do that, you will get a bonus. Stick around.